And this is NYcboom from the Double A Club podcast. You can catch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Iheart Radio. We're going to continue our web series about dealing with alcoholism and drug abuse. And I have a special guest with me. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Miguelina from the Bronx.
Yes. And from your side, you're not an alcoholic or a drug abuser.
No, I'm not an alcoholic.
Okay, so your story is from what side?
My story is from my daughter's father's side. He's the alcoholic in the family.
Okay, so you're basically you're the family dealing with someone who's going through this problem.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so why don't you tell us your story?
To see if it can help other people.
Yes.
And to talk about how it has affected both of us.
Yes.
And what he has done, and how it has also not only affected me, it affected her also.
It's very important to know that, because from an alcoholic side point of view, and from other people's point of view, they never really know how trauma affects the family.
Yes.
Dealing with that, because you only see the victim. You don't see how it trickles down to everybody else. So this is going to be a good outlook hearing from you on how it has traumatized you and your family.
Yes.
So
even though I don't consider him a victim, because as I stated, he stopped for 14 years when we first started.
Yes.
He was good. We had our issues. Then all of a sudden he starts with the drinking again. So it basically has hit him rock bottom.
And
now he has no relationship with our daughter.
What do you mean by rock bottom?
Stuff he's done.
What do you mean by rock bottom?
Rock bottom that his family lives in Florida, his mom and his sisters. They basically don't communicate with him, because when he was staying with them for a time, I believe for 2 months, he didn't act correctly with his mom. His mom is an older lady. He would try to break stuff in his mom's house. His mom finally just had enough and decided that he has to leave her house. And because he was here in New York first before he went to Florida, he came back and he's still drinking. He says he's not. My daughter is terrified to go outside. Last year, she was supposed to finish high school. She couldn't finish because she was so terrified of him, thinking that he was going to do something to her. I'm even scared sometimes to leave my house and leave her alone. I have to literally lock the door, have her put all the locks on the doors, because I'm afraid he's going to come to my house. I have to look behind me when I walk now, because who knows what he's going to do.
Has he been violent with you?
Yes, I let him stay with us last year because he was in a treatment program in Brooklyn. He left the treatment program. I felt bad for him. I let him stay with me, let him stay with us. And my daughter was feeling sick one day. I take her to my mom's house. We come back and he threw a plate of food on the wall. He kicked me. I had to get a restraining order against him. I had to have the sheriffs come and kick him out of my house because he doesn't act correctly. He even came to my building drunk and laid on the front of my building, and that embarrassed me and his daughter. And people were asking us, "Do you know this person?" I said, "No, I don't."
So, what do you think triggered that violent episode? Was he drunk already?
I would say, because his father used to be an alcoholic as well, and his father did stuff to his mom. So I guess when he saw that, he felt that that's what he had, that's how he had to act as well.
So generational trauma.
Yes, generational, yes.
Okay. And he wasn't drunk at the time, right? He was just he just had an outburst.
He's never stopped drinking. He supposedly says he stops and then it just continues.
Okay. So he just shows up drunk.
Yes, he just shows up drunk. The other day, Friday he came to my house to fix something, and I was taking out my dog, and I noticed that there was a paper on the floor of my door, and he had the gall to come to my door and slip his number under my door when he's not supposed to be coming to my house.
Okay.
It's like I've seen him in the street, and it's like I speed walk or I go the other way so I don't have to have no interaction with him. My daughter likes to, come outside with me, but I tell her no, I don't want her to go outside because one Saturday we had an incident. We were walking and he just runs up on us. I don't know what he would have done. I don't know if he was going to do something. Somebody had to tell him, that's not cool. He's like, oh, that's my daughter. I literally have to threaten this man with the police for him to, leave us alone. And even then that doesn't work because they take a statement, but they haven't caught him yet.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard for the police to do their job on a situation like that because it's not actually a crime. Mm-hmm. So they can't really do nothing but just keep reporting it and just do a paper trail on it.
Yes, I had to buy pepper spray for me and her, but she can't really have it because when she goes to school, they have metal detectors and security, so she can't really have it with her.
So has he? Okay. We know that he's been violent with you. Has he been violent with your daughter?
He has threatened her, saying he's gonna break her jaw, and do stuff to her. And that makes her, be afraid to go outside. Because last year she was supposed to graduate. But because of this, that she wasn't going, now hopefully this year she'll be able to actually finish.
So how many years ago was it that you noticed that this was a problem?
I noticed it, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
And in 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah.
You've been still dealing with this person. Why has it been so difficult for you to detach from him?
Why what?
Why has it been so difficult to detach your family from him?
It's been difficult because he's the type that'll act like he doesn't do anything to make himself seem the victim. That's his MO. I've gone to court with this man when we lived in Jersey for domestic violence, and he says, oh, I didn't do anything, I haven't done anything, I don't know what she's talking about, and he makes it seem like I'm crazy. When I've literally had, I would say, almost 100 text messages from him that I took to court that the judge even said, what is wrong with you? Why are you sending this woman so many text messages? He's kicked me out of the house, I don't know how many times. He has done a lot.
And he wasn't like that when you first met him.
No, when I first met him, he was normal. No, he was normal. I didn't, notice anything out of the ordinary with this man. And it's like now that I, still am dealing with, the issue, it makes me think, maybe I missed something, maybe I didn't see something, but he didn't show any signs.
So how was he when you first met him? Like, describe the man when we first met. We had a day where we talked almost all night. He was very nice. He was a typical guy. He didn't show anything different. He was just, he seemed like a nice guy. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you started seeing signs eventually.
Yeah, I started, after a while, I started seeing, that I didn't really see right away.
Yeah, but you
My
still saw
dad
something.
actually saw, that he wasn't right, but you know how us girls are, when we are fixated on someone that we say, no, 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 we know better and stuff. And it's like that day when my dad told me he's not right, I said, no, 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 he's good. He's good. In hindsight, if I would.
I didn't get to hear you. Your mic kind of went off.
Oh, hold on.
We didn't hear you. Your mic went off.
You got it? You hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
No.
Repeat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In hindsight, looking back, I wish I would have, listened. Then I wouldn't have gone through everything I went through with him.
So tell us some of the signs that did appear.
What did
that
appear
your father saw, and what did you see?
was that he was controlling. If I would go somewhere, he would need to know where I was going, or he would go with, one time me and my daughter and my friend, we were going out and he had to tag along. He never did that. All of a sudden he wants to come and tag along.
Okay.
I would have girls' night out, he would come too, or he would send my daughter to where I was at to come ask me for money. Literally, I have to tell him when I was working that I only made $100 because he would always ask for money. And to this day, he still does.
Any more signs?
That's basic. That was that he started acting more mean than usual. He wasn't as nice as he was.
Mm-hmm.
His mom had to tell him stuff, and it's like he didn't really listen. He's the type that you can't tell him anything. He's like, oh, I'm grown. I don't need nobody telling me anything.
So continue with your story with dealing with him.
Mm-hmm. And after everything that happened, when I finally got the strength to say enough is enough, I finally left.
It was good for a while. We did the whole
Your mic keeps going off.
I still felt
near him when he was
There
come
you
pick
go. There you go. Repeat what you just said because your mic keeps coming off.
When we would have to do the exchange with our child, I felt uncomfortable.
What and why would you feel uncomfortable? What made you uncomfortable about the exchange? I would think that would be normal.
With him, I never know what he's gonna do. To this day, I still feel uncomfortable whenever I see him. It's like I don't know if he's gonna, have somebody come and do something or anything, or he's gonna try something. So with him, I don't feel comfortable. I don't trust him at all.
So what's the most unusual thing, like the most shocking thing he's done?
The most shocking thing he's done, because my daughter got 2 lawsuits in the past. She has money in the bank now, and the most shocking thing to me that he did or said was that he told people where we live that she has this money in the bank for them to hurt her.
What?
Yes.
Wow. How did you find that out?
Because my daughter still was talking to him, and he would literally threaten. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna tell people on the block that you have money." Because I was like in shock that he would actually want to harm me and his child for money, just so he can get alcohol.
That's strange. Very strange.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yes, it is. A father can actually say that to their own child.
Has anyone actually followed through with that?
No, thank God, no.
That's good.
I did another. We did another police report, and I have an order against him. Thank God she blocked him so he doesn't call her. She's still undecided about doing a restraining order against him because that is her dad still. And she does feel bad about for him, but at least he's not calling, so that gives me some peace. But it's like I still don't feel comfortable at all walking. If I go outside, it's like I literally speed walk back to my house. I lock all the locks as soon as I come in, even during the day. I always have to look behind me, and I never used to do that. Even being from the Bronx, my area, I never had to look back for anybody. But with him, it's like I always have to look back now.
And he lives around that area, or he's homeless?
He hangs around the area. Yeah, there's I don't know if you know 183rd.
Yes.
In Loring Place. Yeah, there's the Aqueduct, that little park.
Yeah.
That's his hangout spot now.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it, if I go to the supermarket or if I make sure I go quick if I need something and come back, so I'm not too much around the area.
That's never been a safe place to hang out.
No, not at all. But
No.
for him, since he's, since that's where his, associates are, that makes it good for him. Because, he hangs out with all the alcoholic people there.
And he's not. Is he homeless?
Apparently so, because he has no place to live, as far as I know. He was staying with someone, but they kicked him out, though. As far as I know, he's been a bum in the street.
So, here's another question, right? So let's say best case scenario, right? If he was willing to get help, right? We already know that you can't tell him anything. He's a stubborn ass, right? What type of help do you think he would be receptive to with his personality?
With his personality, I don't even think there's any help, because one of his relatives even tried putting him in a detox place, and he did that, but it didn't really do anything because he's still continuing.
Has he been arrested before?
He's been arrested in Jersey. He has never been arrested here.
So he's been in jail probably for a short periods of time.
Yes.
So,
yes, at the time when he was arrested in Jersey for domestic violence against me, his relatives bailed him out and stuff. So
did he seem a little bit better after he came out of jail? Maybe the first time.
Because when he came out, all he did was go to a hospital for mental health, and all he did was say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself," and I'm like, I was just waiting for that to happen, but he didn't do anything. So,
do you believe that he suffers from mental health, or it's just really alcoholism?
I believe he has some instance of it, because he's just like, especially when he with the alcohol, he's not all there, I would say.
And do you think that it's just alcohol? Maybe it could be other recreational stuff.
Maybe he could, because in Jersey, I know he used to snort, and in the past, before I started with him, he one of his sister's ex-boyfriends, he was a big drug dealer, and he used to sell and he used to take drugs. So
yes. Okay.
But everybody hopes that he gets help, even his sister. But I told her, I'm like, your brother's not, easy.
And his side of the family still attempts to help, right?
They really don't deal with him at all. They don't deal with him at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And that's just as of recently, because I mean, you did say
recently.
Yeah, because they did bail him out of jail, right?
Yeah, they did bail him out years ago when he lived in Jersey, but now they really don't. None of his family deals with him.
So now they're tired of all his bullshit.
Yeah, they're tired of all the nonsense, and it's like, it's sad with how they were with him, but they have to wash their hands of him. I told you, his mom is older, and his mom needs peace, and she's not gonna have that with him. Even though I'm like, I wish he didn't come back here, because now it's like stressing me. The other day I had high blood pressure. When I went to the doctor, I had to take my blood pressure like 4 times, and it's never been as high as it was because of him.
So you don't believe that there's any help for this guy?
I believe he needs help, and he needs it,
but is there? Do you think there is help for him?
There should be help for him, but he doesn't want it. And like I tell our daughter, I'm like, you can only help somebody so much until, if they don't are receptive to the help, or they don't look for it, there's not much you can really do, because they have to want to get the help. If they don't want it, you can, as the saying goes, you can put a horse to drink, to drink whatever, but if they're not going to do it,